Ever drive past a farm, spot a beautiful old farmhouse, and wonder about the stories inside? Today, we're stepping through the doors of two unique Virginia farmhouses. From a 4,000 square foot farmhouse built in 1767, rich with generations of history, to a former tobacco barn reimagined as a warm and welcoming family retreat. These homes show how farm life and architecture come together in remarkable ways. We'll explore craftsmanship, the character, and the personal touches that makes each farmhouse special. First stop, Cumberland County, where Bill and Stephanie Osel are preserving a piece of the past while making it their own.
Well, it's a wonderful history here for this property and this house and this family that originally owned this property and built this home. So it was the Carrington family that was settled in Cumberland County in the early 1700s. George Carrington Sr. immigrated here from Barbados. He was a British citizen. He had a farm. All this land encompassed his farm, 5,000 acres. And he deeded a section here, a 500-acre section, to his son, George Jr., who built this home approximately 1767.
The main house, part of which you can see behind us, was struck by lightning in 1993, and the roof was in the basement. There was a tremendous restoration work that was required. We purchased the farm in 1997 using the Virginia Historical Society and other documents that had come into our possession. We did the restoration work, and that worked out extremely well. We had photographs from the Works Progress Administration that we used as part of the restoration. Today, we operate as a cow-calf operation and forestry products. We have about 450 acres that's wooded and mixed upland hardwoods, and about 200 acres in open pasture land that we raise beef cattle on. What makes this farmhouse stand out? The bricks that were made from clay on the property, sun-dried, and were used to build and construct the residence that was behind us. The idea that you'd have a 4,000 square foot brick house that was built out in the middle of nowhere, and there were other properties that were like that Thomas Jefferson built and James Madison. On the entrance to every doorway on the house is a millstone that sets as kind of a foundation before you go onto the steps to go up into the doors. And that came apparently from the mill that was part of the Carrington family ownership. Some of the original structure before the fire, it was all Virginia heart pine that was used on the interior, the flooring, all the beams in the house, beautiful beams. We still have a number of them that are in place. The craftsmanship, the engineering that went into it back at that point in time, using hand tools and hand saws and adze and so forth, and the construction and techniques is pretty impressive.
One of the things we have tried to do here is to keep this acreage and this area intact and devoted to forestry or crops or livestock. And so I think that's an important aspect, that we feel like we have a stewardship here to maintain the legacy here.
If those walls could talk, imagine the stories they'd tell. From centuries-old beams to brand-new memories, we're heading to Carroll County, where Ed Terry transformed a rustic tobacco barn into a gathering place for his family. Here, the charm of the old farm meets a fresh chapter, proving that history isn't just something you preserve, it's something you continue to build.
We took down a tobacco barn in North Carolina and brought it back up here and repurposed it for this house. And I started that project in 2006 and completed it in 2011, doing 90% of the work myself. I wanted to have a unique project in the fact that if I walk you around, especially inside the house, every element of wood other than the panes in the windows was either reclaimed, repurposed, or sawn from the property itself. We took down several large red oak trees, made the cabinetry out of that, and some of the beams that are supporting this mezzanine over my head. And then we did the resaw, reclaiming of the timbers from the warehouse floor system for the flooring here, the ceiling here, and the exposed joists. And then the logs themselves are reclaimed. All the doors are reclaimed. The property that my father owns was the family farm, joins this property, and I was raised here. And we had a part-time beef cattle operation. My father was a vocational director for Carroll County Public Schools, and we raised beef cattle. And I was fortunate enough, he had foresight. I bought 20 heifers when I was 16 or 17, and a bull, and we subsidized the income from that to help me get through Virginia Tech. I hope for the future of this house that my family will cherish it and continue to use it. As far as what I'm most proud of in the whole project is being able to tell you that I did 90% of it myself.
Whether it's honoring a legacy or creating new traditions, every farmhouse has a story to tell, and these farmhouses remind us that home is more than a place. They're stories shaped by the people who live there. And on these Virginia farms, that story keeps growing with every generation. For Real Virginia, I'm Morgan Rakovich.